Happy Thanksgiving, boys and girls. My name is Jeffery Scott Mitchell, coming to you live on Memorex from the ultimate remote location default route on this glorious Thursday, better known as Thanksgiving holiday, where feasts all around the country are being prepared and people are posting their pictures of food and different recipes and their endeavors and work that they put in to make their family meals. And I can see why this holiday is the favorite for a lot of people. I really can. You got football, basketball. Hell, I signed up for DraftKings because I'm in Ohio and it's legal here. So I signed up so I can do a little bit of gambling. I got bonus bets. It's gonna be football on all day today, basketball on all day today. Family, ham, pig's feet, macaroni and cheese, greens, pretzel salad, which ain't really, no, I ain't gonna say which ain't, but I think people know what pretzel salad is. I didn't. Because in our weekly meeting yesterday, I said, we were having pretzel salad, and they all seemed to know what it was. I am not going to comment on the demographic breakdown of the members of our meeting. I think you could probably figure it out. But out here today, temperature says it's about 36 degrees. With wind chill, it's supposed to feel like 30. Just feeling good, feeling pretty good. Off for the next 5-6 days. Don't gotta punch back in. Oh my God, do I gotta go in the office when I get back? Oh wow, so I'll get back Monday night at 1 a.m. I took off Tuesday. It ain't been officially approved yet. And then I go into the office Wednesday. I think we actually go into the office. Okay. That's cool, I guess. So I feel good. I mean, I really do feel good. And as I was walking, thinking about doing this here thing, I wanted to kind of concentrate on being grateful. I really wanted to focus or kind of concentrate on being grateful. Because the saying, a fish don't know it's wet, comes to mind a lot of times when I think about my life and my experience in this life, as to where I can see how sometimes it'll be very, like I did that. It could be sometimes it could be very, not difficult, but a little harder for me to appreciate what I have in my life and have gratitude. It could be a lot of ain't my fault if I'm spoiled, to just, what I'm used to. It's just, this is, and it's not so much that I would say, well, in everybody's life like this. I know it's not. Because I just love my life so much. And I reiterate, it's not so much that I love me. I love what I am, what I'm capable of, my personality, my intelligence, my independence, which I will stop and say is not, any of that is solely not of my own creation. A lot went into Jeffrey being Jeffrey, and I know I've said this before, but if the subject keeps coming up, there must be a reason for it. At least in my mind, the urge to talk about it and to retouch the subject again and again. And a lot of it is really me trying to understand my life, my existence, my philosophy and worldview of my life and existence and experience, and relate it to something bigger. Not like a bigger God or bigger energy or a larger thing, larger entity, more like a larger purpose, whatever larger means. Larger is totally subjective, no, relative. Larger is relative, completely relative by definition of the word larger. So it's really hard to say definitively what I'm talking about. And that's because I don't have the answer. I don't know what it is. This bigger or more or what's next or why we're here. Basically, it's about everything comes down to, if you ask me, basically everything comes down to why are we here? There may be no why. It could be really broken down to us humans, our evolution and development of consciousness and awareness, and the way our minds and thinkings and our social habits and socialization, the way we come together to build our understandings, or the understandings that were taught to us as we evolve, through families or whatever. Like a common is a strong word, but like a general idea of how, wow, gas went up 20 cents. A general idea of what we teach our kids, or what we quote unquote believe in, or what we understand to be and how to be. I mean, some of that has to permeate into everybody. We're born into that. We're born into a society or a culture or family or group around us that already has things in place. And the people who bore us into that were also born into that. So I say all that to say that maybe our understanding of why could be unique in the universe. That's a grandiose statement. I don't really believe it, but I say it grandiosely and so outrageously like that, just to get my point across. Our understanding, we created why. Maybe nobody else has why that we know of. Possibly no other creature on the planet, no other living organism. And if you're going to really get critical about it, people are still trying to define what life is, what living is, what constitutes living, what constitutes life. If you can define life as something that's self-replicating, something to this, something to that, to something to that, there are artificial intelligences, and there's other organisms and other maybe mechanical systems or what we would consider inanimate things or whatever that kind of fit in some of that criteria. And I go from being grateful and gratitude and thankful for my experience to why are we here? And in my mind, and the way I look at it, there's a direct correlation to that. There's a direct connection to why we are here in my gratitude and my experience. Maybe I could say that that's how big I think, or that's how broad I think about things. Because none of it really, everything is relative until we find out why we are here and what's our purpose. There is no goal. And if human beings created why, if we develop the whole idea of why, the questioning of things at that level, I mean, because ants don't need it, roaches don't need it. They just, birds and stuff, they just operate, they function, instinct. They don't care why, at all. Kari just want food. Kari just staring at you, waiting for you to drop something, accidentally or purposely. They know why, just is. And maybe, just like there is no ought to be, nothing ought to be anything. Unless you break it down to the individual subjective level, the only ought to be can be determined by an individual. When they make the declaration, this ought to be that. On the universal sense, or get a larger macro look at it, there is no ought to be's. And that ought to be comes back down to subjective opinion, what you feel, your opinion. This ought to be that. Nothing ought to be anything unless you determine it to be. So why really is the ultimate question to answer all questions. The why we are here through science, well, science will help us determine how we should be here. What's beneficial to us, what's not. What things should we pursue? What things should we hold dear? What things we should consider to be precious as we use science to test and experiment. That's the only thing science is. It's a method of determining reality or to agree on certain things. That's all it is. It's just a way that it's a procedure or a method that we hold ourselves to understand knowledge and data and information. We use science, the scientific method, once we figure out why we're here and maybe what we're going after. Science will tell us how to get there. And wasn't I just trying to talk about gratitude? Me being gratitude? But what I want to do, I guess, what led me down this is I want to put my experience in perspective, or at least to the way that I believe it. Everything's empty. Thanksgiving. There's no cars in any parking lots. Everything is empty. I want to put my life and experience in perspective, so I get a better understanding of what I should be grateful for, or the gratitude, or how, or what all this is in comparison, in relation to my experience of it. But I probably don't have to go that far doing all that. I could just maybe compare or relate my experiences to the experiences that I've seen around me, of stories and stuff you see people going through, and their understanding, the way people handle things, their belief systems. And I can say in a crude way, I'm grateful I don't got to go through that in certain situations. And I put it crudely because the place I'm at now, where I'm at now in life, I'm very, I guess you could call it grateful. And I understand how precious it is. And there's probably a little bit of superstition in it that I don't want to challenge it, because I know how life is. Life will humble you. And I do want to stay humble to a degree. Maybe not so much that I think karma or life is going to come smack me in the face, but also not to get too confident and make mistakes. Get too confident and overlook things, or get too confident and push things a little too far, whatever that means. You know, I want to stay humble and aware and sensitive, that's the word. I want to stay sensitive to everything around me, and not, you know, fly too close to the sun, because my experience has led me to believe that I can do this or I can do that, and that might not be as accurate as I take it, because I do want to stay grounded. I think I said I do want to stay as grounded as much as possible. And I say as much as possible because it comes to a certain point that where your feet coming off the ground. Well, at least my feet are. It's gonna come to a point where my feet are gonna come off the ground and be way off the ground. In my life, that may have happened already. I may be descending even. I may or may not have reached my highest point. Whatever that means. You know, flying is, maybe if I've already flown as close to the sun as I will in this lifetime. I don't know. I look back at my life, there's some big moments that I cherish, moments that were definitely commendable or admirable, or, you know, better or higher or whatever than others. But I want to stay grounded and humble and keep my foot on the gas. No celebrating yet. No celebrating. Might not be no celebrating. Well, there's celebrating, let's face it. But that big celebration, I got a lot to do. I got a lot to do. People texting about Thanksgiving meals and who's coming where, at what time, and all that. That's what I look at. I got a lot to do. A lot I want to do, a lot I want to accomplish, a lot I want to put out there. Jeffery TV, Jefferyism, my philosophy, thinking, my understanding, try to put it together to make it make sense to the public, to a public and to myself to better diagnose it. It's probably why I go over this stuff over and over again. Next time I say it, I'll say it better or say it different, or I'll find a relationship between this or that, you know, during these streams of consciousness of me walking. And just put it all together. I want to put it together and wrap it up in one big, pretty package. Intelligible, navigable, easy to understand package. Something that definitively defines my journey and experience through life. I think that's what Jeffery TV is. Something that I'm trying to build, something I'm building to definitively define my experience through life and display those experiences to show how I came to the philosophies and understandings that I had. And in that is where my philosophy may differentiate from the mainstream, to where I can very crudely say, my way is better. I don't even think that way no more. I don't even think that way at all anymore. I'm humble at that, because I know, it's like I know I got something. I know I got it quote unquote better than a lot of people, and I'm humble about that. And I might not be humble, I'm humble about it to the point to where I have to respect other people's experiences. And if I don't, I know there's blowback. And I understand that. I maybe even agree with it. Oh God, here comes some clouds. I should turn around. See them? They said rain is supposed to be coming at 1 o'clock, but I'm so close. Oh God. See, that way it's not. Oh, here it comes. See it? Oh, I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. Let me step it up. I want to make it. I'm gonna do it. I want to make it all the way to the end, to my turnaround point. I'm this close. Did you see the clouds coming? And I kind of agree with the natural human reaction to be defensive and maybe go on the attack to protect one's philosophy, protect one's understanding. Because one of the things I used to do when I was another person was to say or do something, that little bit of beautiful something. Uh-oh, see that? See that water? See, there's a couple of drops in there. Oh boy, see that? What I used to do was to do something to make people question their own philosophy. Make them question their own. You know, not go front right at them in their face, you know. To actually make something, say something, almost like an incomplete statement to where they would naturally fill it in. And when they do that, they come to a bigger conclusion to make them rethink what they believe. That, I love that about myself. I love doing that. I used to anyway. I still do, but not as much, because I know, I guess I'm grateful that, and I understand, and I'm humble that everybody ain't in the same circumstance that I am. Everybody ain't gonna have the same opportunities I have or the same understanding, and I have to respect that. I don't have to do anything, but I respect that, because I do not fault anybody for defending their beliefs or their philosophy by any means necessary. However they feel, there is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. So if I push somebody to a point and where they go out and do something drastic, even though it's not my response, it's not officially or legally or even morally Well, maybe not morally, but maybe even morally, my responsibility. I have to understand, I have to be aware of that. And I do sell people short. I don't give them the benefit of the doubt. And that helps me through life. Yeah. That helps me in life. To get along. Take matter in my own hands. You know, be responsible or to have control of most or every situation. Don't leave it in anybody else's hands. Because if I do something and somebody retaliates, I look at them in this situation and go, okay. 9 times out of 10, I can understand why they did that. Like, well, yeah, I can see why you would take that route in this situation. Thinking about family stuff. Started thinking about family stuff. That's where I went just then. These walks do a lot for me. These walks do a lot for me. Not just the weight loss thing, the physical activity, being out, talking like this, the time to myself. Especially when I have a default route or a routine. It's kind of known and understood that where I can just walk it, basically, without having to pay attention to the landscape so much. Where the landscape is not as distracting, because I've seen so much of it so many times before. I can just go and do this and talk and feel free. I'm not distracted. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, look. You know, it's that to some degree to keep the walk interesting. But, you can see it's kind of quiet here on Thanksgiving. It's a little bit quiet. Out here getting mine. Walking back, I made it. Let me see this. What time is it? Can't see what time it is. 12:18. I left at 11:35. So it took me, I don't know. So I should get back 12:18, 35, 17 from 60. It's 43. I should get back about a little bit after 1. I guess I should get back a little bit after 1. If I did the math right. It was 11:30. If I left at 11:35, it's 12:18 at the halfway point. An hour would be 35. 18 from 35 is 17, or something like that. Take the 17 from 60, it'd be 43. Add that 43 to the time it is now. I should get back a little bit after 1. Did I do that right? I do that in my head. These are the games I play. When I'm walking, I do that all the time. When I'm walking, I do that all the time. I leave it this time. Okay, I gotta be back here at this point. If I leave here now, and I gotta come back, I wanna be at this point. Because sometimes I walk in non-default routes that I don't know. I say, okay, I wanna be back by a certain time. So I gotta be back at this area. One time, how far can I walk and be back? You gotta do the math. Then if I take a detour, I say, all right, I want to be back at this place at this certain time. I gotta do the math. But they said rain's supposed to come at about 1, and it was 12. Then it got later than 1. It's not cold out here. I mean, it might be, but I'm not cold. So let's get there. See, the clouds are coming. Ain't no sun today like it was yesterday. Ain't no sun today like it was yesterday. I'm feeling good. I'm getting a stride. I'm picking up speed. Probably because I'm walking downhill, which is okay. I'll take it. I'm gonna get my steps. And if I could double walk tonight, if I can get some more in after dinner, if I can do anything after dinner, if I can go get back and go in the basement or something and get some kind of anything in, that's gotta help. That has got to help. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure if it does help, but should I walk through there? And when I be able to get down on the other side without jumping and breaking my knees? Huh? Woo. Oh, steps here, huh? All right. There are steps here. Yep. Knees. The knees, boy. Anyhow, did I say I was grateful yet? did I talk about how grateful I am? I really am. I think I try to make it come off as like I'm not bragging to a point to where it's like it's obvious you bragging. I mean, there's definitely some bravado in everything I do. I'm very proud. And it's not so much that I'm bragging, it's just that I'm so proud. And I want to show people the accomplishment. I believe my life is an accomplishment that I'm proud of. And everything that I wish for myself, I wish for everybody else. And I think that's what Jeffery TV really, really is there to do, to show you how I did it. You do it too. Let's all do it. You know, let's all go higher. Let's all take this quote unquote higher. Higher is relative, you know, whatever higher means. Let's all take it to that next level, whatever that next level is. Of course, it's next level and all that's subjective, like I said earlier. And we're talking I'm talking me from my way. Everybody should have that for themselves. Everybody should be thinking about that for themselves. And we should all get along, not get along, we should all have understanding of conflicting ideas and ideologies. Some people believe this way. Some people believe that way. This is what I believe, and I'm trying to show you in Jeffery TV and Jefferyism. And you know, even though I probably can't do it, it'd be nice. I'm probably striving to get a definitive, this is how and why it works. It's working for me. And I would never say, and I don't believe, that everybody should live this way. You can't, because everybody live my way. Woo. Wouldn't be no nurses, wouldn't be no teachers, wouldn't be so much nurturing. There probably won't be any maternal, anything would be gone. Nurturing, caregiving, you know, it'd be minimal. Because quite possibly at the core of my understanding is, once you outlive your usefulness, what's the point? And that's probably the first time I said that out loud. in that way or in that short form like that. But if I was asked, do I believe that? I couldn't say no. I might not be able to say yes, but I definitely can't say no. So, happy Thanksgiving. Be grateful. You know, be grateful for my health. Grateful for my family. I am grateful. Now I can say that. I'm grateful for my family and the people around me. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for every goddamn thing. See, that's what's hard to say. I'm just grateful for every goddamn thing. And it's to the point that where I can't spend a lot of time being grateful, because I'll be being grateful all day long. I like to keep my foot on the gas. I'm thinking I got work to do. You know, I'm down when I'm really up. And I try to act like I'm down when I'm really up. But I am grateful. I'm grateful for family, people around me. I know for a fact there's a few people, a lot of people, whatever, that don't have the assets around them, the people assets. I call them assets. See, that's where I'm coming from. I call the people around me assets. You know, they don't have the family support, you know, job, education, the whole works. I mean, I just really, really love who I am. I mean, that's just the bottom line. I really, really love who and what I am. And it's to the point, and I'm so proud of it, that it's hard to be grateful for it because it's just so inherent. It's just so inherent in me. That probably doesn't make sense, even though it sounds good. It could probably be further developed and explained, but it's something very much like that. I don't know. I'm just Jeffery, so it's been like this all my life. But I am very grateful. I mean, I'm even thinking back to St. Pat's, people I went to school with, Cleveland School, Dewey Street, just my whole entire existence. Every elementary particle in any atom, in this or in any universe, that has or has not come in contact with my physical or mental or quote unquote spiritual energy, all of it. It's just so beautiful to me. It's just so wonderful, grateful, and have gratitude to be able to live in this era, in this country, in California, to be able to come back to Youngstown and visit the place that I love so much, and go back to California and just be out there with all those funk people and music and my Steelers and Pete Funk and computers, cameras and technology in my car, and the people and family around me, and the way we do it and the way we handle it. Oh, it's a lot. I'm very grateful for that. That's what I'm grateful for. So I say all that after 38 minutes, 39 minutes. I say all that to say all that. I really am. I really, really am grateful on this Thanksgiving. Grateful that it's not raining yet. How about that, huh? Huh? Can't see the WKBN tower because of the clouds. I think it's over there someplace. I think that's it right there. It goes up in the clouds and it stops, I think. I don't know where it's at. It may be down farther, I don't know. But, yeah. So, happy Thanksgiving, people. I mean, really, even for the Facebook people, you know, the people who, everything, every elementary particle in any atom, in anybody, in anything, or every experience, all of it. Just every single freaking drop of it. To be aware, to have this consciousness, a capability to navigate it and understand it, and to have the world view of it, the view of it, how I take things in, how I'm not threatened by certain things that I see other people threatened by. I'm not put off by that. I'm open to so much. It's just so big and so vast and so wide. It's beautiful, it's euphoric. The freedom and the independence, just to be and to go and to experience and to function and to be a part of so much. I really am grateful. I really am. And I do kind of sensationalize it, and I do go into character a lot to make light of it, just to take the point off of it, take the edge off, to make it a bit easier for the casual listener to take in. But there's truth in every drop of every word, every syllable that comes out of my mouth. And if I say something, if I make a joke that just doesn't fit, like if I say, you can't, blah, 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 and I stop and say, you know what, I can't even say that. I can't even say that because that's not you, and that's not the situation. I'll actually say it. You know, that joke don't work because you're totally not like that. You know, even that part I love about me. Anyhow, swinging on y'all 2 times. For me, for the phone, and for giving thanks, and for all of you. For all of you and for everybody. All the human assets around me, and family and computers and crystal radios and HO train sets and growing up and Christmas trees and Dewey Street, just St. Pat's and Cardinal, all of it, just Farrell, the Broccoliers, I mean, just Chauffin, Career Center, DeVry, Kendall Place where we stay down there with them DC dudes, Kendall Crew, all of it. It's just so much to it. It really is. And to every elementary particle that has ever existed in any atom in this or in any universe that ever was, is, or will be, a totality of it all. Theory of universe. Hypothesis of all as one. My name is Jeffery.